We've got a gain for the Dow, 111 points, near the high of the day, actually. S&P 500 up 21 points. NASDAQ up 12 points on the day. Oil up $1.55 to 75.02 a barrel. Stocks that we're following, however, different story. We're not looking at much green right here. At the moment, the SoFi shares are off to they're sitting on at 18.38, down 79 cents on the day. They have been as low as 18.16, so they were 23 cents lower than this. A couple hours ago, though, we've been kind of slowly meandering back to this 18.35-45 neighborhood. Not heavy volume as opposed to the last few days. The volume today, 16.6 million shares. We had 50 plus million shares trade just a little while ago, and we're not getting anything near that right now. So SoFi not doing us a lot of good at this point. GameStop 203.27, down 10.87. The shares were when I got off the air, they were in that 210 neighborhood roughly, and they've backed off since. GameStop now, the volume on the day, 2.19 million. Absolutely no volume whatsoever today. This is a classic case of a stock getting very quiet towards a long weekend. There's just not a lot happening here at the moment. But that, as we know with GameStop, that can change at any time. You just never know when that thing can pop. ATIP down a dime at 9.44. It's only ranged between 9.37 and 9.57. A 20-cent move all day long is all ATIP has given us. AMC dropped to as low as 52.53. That was in the last half hour, but it is now at 53.43. It's back about 90 cents of its loss. Still down 3.25, but it was down 4.15 at the low. 47 million shares traded on AMC today. Gores, 15.96. It's now flirting in this, trying to get to the $16 neighborhood again. Gores came out with that news yesterday through Matterport, when Matterport announced a partnership deal with Facebook AI, and that really took this stock to a shot. It went up to 17 something a share yesterday, up almost $2.50. But it at the moment it's down a quarter at 15.96 on 492,000 shares, and this is kind of back to the normal volume, about 500,000 a day, give or take 600,000. Yesterday, 3.4 million at least traded. It was a pretty heavy day yesterday for Gores. 15.96 right now, down 25 cents, but it has improved from the lows of about 15.41. So it's come back about 50 cents a share to this level, and now it's kind of tickling the $16 neighborhood. 23andMe was flirting with break even all morning until about 11 o'clock, and then it began to deteriorate. Dropped to as low as 11.03, and that's about where we are right now. 11.05, down 64 cents on only 1.5 million today. Very quiet day, and it's just drifting lower. Fifth Wall Acquisition, 11.91, down 40 cents today. It was also flirting with the break-even line until about an hour and a half ago, and then began to deteriorate. It's now 11.91, down 40 cents, near the low of the day on 360,000 shares. A couple of winners on the SPAC front would be Vector Acquisition. Vector is at 10.94, up a nickel, 670,000 shares. It did dip to 10.60 this morning, then smartly recovered back to the $11 mark, and is now at 10.94, holding a bit of a gain. NavSite Holdings is up 5 cents to 10.02. It was down at 9.95 this morning, where it has been lately, and then it popped up on 97,000 shares. No actual news. SVAC is getting kind of interesting here. It was sitting around $10 a share, 10.04 this morning, 10.03. Then it got to 10.07. Right now, 10.06 on 81,000 shares. No volume. There's nothing coming in like in a hurry to get out. People who are in or staying in or sitting in quite quietly and waiting out the takeover for Sykestra to take them out. We're just waiting for the official word and dates and everything else. So it's a kind of a quiet day, but it's just a little higher for that particular stock. Vanek Vectors, the ETF with regard to computer chips, down 335 today at 258. It's had a good couple of weeks here from this 240 range now into the high 250s, even the 260 range. Home Depot powering higher at $321 a share, up a couple of bucks. IBM up 18 cents only, but at 146.77. Dow is up 102, as I was saying. Microsoft is up a nickel. Apple is unchanged. Flat, absolutely flat. Apple is not really going to give up any ground. There's only one direction Apple's going to go longer term. That's higher. Not that it's going to lead the market. It's not going to charge ahead of everybody. It's just going to drift higher because they are making money on every front imaginable, and they've got it going on, no doubt about it. Tesla down $2.30. Bed Bath & Beyond up a penny. We're talking quiet here, folks. Royal Caribbean up 69 cents to 85.97. It was higher this morning, but the cruise stock has backed off. Same with Norwegian, still up 17 cents. And Carnival back to unchanged. So they were all positive this morning. They've all given back some ground. Amazon is up down 10 points or $10 at $3,429. Facebook up 623 to have a nice run again here. 353.94. The all-time high set a couple of days ago at 358. So within $5 of its all-time high. Facebook is really raking in some cash. Rich Q is here as a new member. Thank you, Rich, for joining us. Dylan Vaughn, new member. Thanks, you guys, for joining this channel. I'm so glad to welcome you to the family. Other than Facebook, Google up $18.44 to $2,524. Target up 91 cents. JP Morgan up $1.30. Costco down $1. Walmart down $1.60. Cisco up 48 cents. Not much in the way of changes. NVIDIA just keeps powering up here. It's $811.73 now. Really making a run here. Up $11.63, $811 a share. Also, Big Tex. Thanks, Big Tex, for joining in. New member. Love it. I'm glad to see you here, man. That's awesome. Goldman Sachs down $3.31 a share. Disney up $1.56 to $177.33. And let's just take a look down here. Boeing down 11 cents to $2.39. Coinbase at $2.43. Intel 56.16 up 1 penny. Micron down $4.71 to $80.28. So there's a brief recap of of most of the stocks that we follow here on this channel. SoFi is definitely one we are following very closely. 18.42, down 75 cents on the day at this point. Low of the day 18.16 on 16.8 million shares. GameStop still down $10.28, 203.86. ATIP down 7 cents. AMC down $3. Gores down only 26 cents at 15.95. 23andMe down 65 cents. There you go. Now, I wanted to talk to you about the breaking news that came out in the last hour, and that the official filing has been made by Robinhood to go public. Robinhood, the platform, a stock selling outfit, they are looking to do an IPO. They're going to start a series of roadshows to try to convince investors to give them a bunch of money. Now, we're not sure how much they're going to try and raise. The official number is $100 million. Don't believe that for a microsecond. If these guys were trying to raise $100 million on an IPO, they're idiots, because they can raise $500 million, $800 million, $1 billion if they went public via a SPAC. So don't think for a second that these guys are only going to raise $100 million. But the official word at the moment is that they're seeking $100 million. I think what they're really doing is they're trying to give a number to the world that is just a generic number. Go out into the world, visit with potential investors, and do the road show and convince brokers to buy into the stock, and then miraculously come out and say, oh, the interest level is so unbelievable, we're going to raise $1.6 billion. I mean, something ridiculous. So don't believe it. Anyway, what I can tell you to believe in is a couple of things. First of all, the symbol will be HOOD, Hood, on NASDAQ. I can tell you that they have 17.7 million actual users of their services. Now, that compares to a year ago, 7.2 million users. And I'm going to stop right there for a second, and I want you to understand something. SoFi. I keep coming back to SoFi. SoFi is an online banking entity which now has a trading platform of its own. And SoFi is signing up customers left, right, and center. SoFi will shortly have all services available through their trading platform, including options. At the moment, they don't have options, but that's soon coming, not to worry. SoFi is going to be at 3 million users estimated by the end of this year, the next 6 months, 3 million. But next year, the talk is more than double that. So you can see how large SoFi could get, because Robinhood is at 17.7 million, and they're basically offering trading services on the markets, where SoFi is offering banking services and trading services. At the end of the day, SoFi could eventually surpass Robinhood in size with regards to how many customers they actually have. And the SoFi shares at 1841 are a steal because they make money right now. SoFi actually makes a profit already, where in the case of our friends at Robinhood, they may have $81 billion in assets that they're administering on behalf of their clients, but they lost in the first quarter of this year $1.4 billion. They lost last year for the same quarter $52 million. Now, Robinhood, as you are well aware, many of you, they've had all kinds of issues in the last several months, last 6 months in particular. Issues like not being able to trade stocks on the open markets because of their under margin scenario, their broker dealer networks, not able to allow customers to transfer stocks easily, all kinds of restrictions on all kinds of other issues. This is an entity that is still finding its sea legs and hasn't got its act together. These guys are going public. They want to raise money from the public to become a full-blown publicly traded corporation. I don't know how any broker can take this deal public, but that's what they're doing. They said that they, in the first quarter, up until the end of March, that they had revenues of $522 million, up from $127 million the year before, but they lost $1.4 billion when they raised their income to $522 million. So you can imagine how many more millions they have to make to stop losing money. It's incredible. There are going to be 3 different classes of shares trading. Well, I'm not sure about trading, but out there, issued by the company. And it looks like Baiju Bhatt and Vladimir Tenev will hold the majority of all the votes. No matter how many shares you buy or anyone else buys in the company, they're going to have special classes of shares that will retain voting ownership of the company. In other words, these guys aren't going to own 51% of this thing. They're going to have a minority position in this company and yet are in full control of its affairs. They will be well compensated, I'm sure, with generous stock options. 20 to 35% of the stock that is going to be sold to raise money will be reserved for retail investors. They claim they want to offer their own retail investors a 35% chunk of the available stock that they can buy as an investment themselves. Robinhood has raised $5.6 billion so far as a private concern since they were created a number of years ago, and now they're coming to the market. I'm wondering just how much they're going to be able to get. I really wonder how strong the appetite will be from the street to buy this stock. Had they tried to go public a year ago, that would have been perfect timing for them in hindsight. Because a year ago, they were signing up clients left, right, and center. $1 million a month easily they were adding to their coffers, if not more, and how many new customers they had coming in. But they were also bleeding money at that time, and they will continue to bleed money for years to come. There is no hope that this company makes any money for their shareholders for, I think, at least 3 to 5 years. Anyone buying this stock is guaranteed to be investing in a money-losing company for the next 3 to 5 years. Will the shares trade at a premium to the price that they're going to come out at? That's possible. It all depends on how cheap the stock is being issued at and how much hype around the stock there might be. But I got to think that so many millions of people are so disappointed in these guys with all the stunts these guys pulled off this past year, when in early part of the year they restricted investors being able to buy and sell stock in their own cash accounts because they were underfunded. This entity, I think, was within 24 hours of going belly up because they were over margin. They were under margin. They needed to come up with money, and they did. They came up with $3 billion quick to save themselves at the last minute when in fact they could have gone under. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this issue. I'm not a fan of this company. I'm not a fan of how they run their affairs. It's been extremely disappointing. It's been frustration city for a lot of you out there. And I would tell you that between SoFi and Robinhood, there is no comparison. You buy the SoFi and relax. You buy the Robinhood and panic. But I'll give you this much. If they bring it out at $15 a share, let's just use a price. They bring it out at $15 a share. The stock will not go to 60 in the first week. There's just no way it can do that because this company hasn't got the value that they're going to go public at in the first place. But it might well be that with a bit of momentum, it'll trade 20 to 25, maybe $5 or $10 higher. For how long, though, I don't know. It might be a one-day wonder stock, and then reality sets in after the third or fourth day. This I can't say. What I can also figure is that there's a possibility that there'll be a lot of speculators who are going to try to make a quick flip on this deal. And they're going to be frustrated by Robinhood's policies, where Robinhood will say, yes, you can buy the stock on the IPO through us, but you're on a 30-day restriction before you can sell it, which tells me on day 31, watch the hell out what could happen to this stock. And I don't even know if it's legal for them to legally restrict anyone from being able to sell free trading paper on an IPO. I don't know if there's anything to this. Normally, this kind of an entity, they would raise maybe $1 billion now at maybe $10, $20 a share through institutional investors, maybe even $2 billion. And then you'd go public and you'd offer the stock at 25, 30, 35 and try to raise another couple of billion, 4 billion, maybe there. And from there, you're showing the street that you got 5, 6 billion cash in the bank. You're well funded. You got 18 million clients. You're on a growth curve. You're showing some kind of upside potential, and then the stock can do something. But that's not happening here. I really wonder, why aren't these guys going public through a SPAC? They'd be so much better off to do a SPAC deal instead of this deal, because this deal now in the next 3 weeks is going to be torn apart by every analyst on the street, all over the place, and I don't know. I don't know what the verdicts will be on these deals, but we don't know the numbers of shares. We don't know the price per share. We don't know a lot of details here. There's a lot to come out, and I worry. No, I don't not worry, but I will predict. How about that? I will predict that within 6 months from now, there will be a lot of frustrated people out there realizing, wow, these two guys. Bayou and Vladimir, they sure get well compensated. They got beautiful stock options. They got these golden parachutes that they would get if they were ever taken out, and no one is making any money. Not a fan. I'll just start with that. That's my first salvo on this deal, that I'm not necessarily a fan of this stock going public, and I wouldn't recommend any of you guys get into this thing because I think that the problem with it is that it'll have it may have a huge short position in no time put up against it because the company is a guaranteed money loser for years. I just don't see it, being able to make a buck. Free trades, great for consumers. Commission-free trading and that type of thing. They do offer margin, and they offer other services, and they offer research, and they offer ways for you to spend money with them. Yes. They will be involved in underwritings. Yes. They'll make commissions and fees. Yes. But I don't know if they can make enough to make it pay. The 18 million potential clients that they have, I don't know how many have left, how many are leaving right now, how many a week are they losing? Are they bringing still more in than they're losing every week? Because a lot of you folks have had enough with these guys and you want out of there, and I can certainly understand why, going to other platform trading outfits instead. But it's a big market, and there's a ton of cash sloshing around in the markets these days, which is showing me, and it's now showing you through me, that you can take almost anything public these days. Krispy Kreme went public today, and the word is that analysts have been saying, don't buy it. Don't be buying the Krispy Kreme. They are not you cannot justify the stock price with the performance of the company at this point in time, and there is no way that they can sell enough donuts fast enough, increase their margins fast enough to justify the stock price for maybe never. But the shares are higher today by a couple of bucks, at least the last I saw. There are speculators going in there. There, of course, AMC is trading at the price it's trading at. GameStop is trading at whatever price it's trading at. A lot of stocks are trading above their weight right now. Totally admit that, no question about it. But these new entities coming out from zero into the street, where already it is evident that these entities are overvalued and overpriced, that just tells me that this market is just drowning in cash. It's not a bubble yet, by the way. It's still not a bubble because the economy hasn't maxed out. We're a couple of years away, 3 years away from that, plus the infrastructure program. plus everything else going on, we haven't maxed out yet. But 2, 3, 4 years down the road, we might reach a bubble point. But at this point, that's not happening. So here we are as we are watching what's happening with this market and keeping an eye on these stocks. Unbelievable. There you go, kids. That is my 2 bits worth of thoughts on all of this at the moment. Other stocks, so let's just keep an eye on quotes. Like I say, SoFi is just not coming back on yet. It's still down 78 cents to 18.39 with 40 minutes to go in the day. GameStop has finally popped a little where it's not down $10 anymore, but it's down $9.49, unfortunately. The shares are at 204.65. They hit a low of 202, so they're $2.64 better than the low, but they have been under really... what are we at here? Sorry, we've been down under this 210 level for a long time. I don't know if we're going to see 210. But again, GameStop is the kind of stock that at any time can break out, as we are well aware. And so we'll just kind of keep an eye on things to see what it wants to do. ATIP down 7 cents. AMC down 267. Gores now down 26 cents to 15.95. 23andMe 11.02 at down 67 cents. This is about the low of the day. $11 low trade of the day for 23andMe at this point. Fifth Wall down 34 cents. Vector up a nickel. Navside up 4 cents. And Starboard up 6. Dylan, thank you, Dylan, for a donation to the channel on a down day. I appreciate it. There are few and far between on days like today. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Don't buy Krispy Kremes. They don't make bagels. Now, you see, they're right there. If you're not going to go with the grain, you're not going to go with what's moving the markets these days. Why are you even in business? I don't understand it. Okay, what can I say? Short Robinhood. There you go. When Robinhood goes public, it'll probably be bought out within a year. I don't know if anyone will want to buy them. I don't know how this company can make money. I don't know how Robinhood will make a profit with 18 million accounts. And I think they have got violation after violation piling up from the SEC right now. I think the SEC is piling up the charges against these guys. They just settled a deal yesterday for $70 million, the highest fine ever issued by the SEC. There could be more coming. And that $70 million had nothing to do with the not letting you trade the stock. They've got lawsuits piling up across the board from lawyers and class action lawsuits on behalf of GameStop investors. From that GameStop fiasco and everything else, all the other stocks that were restricted, or at least a dozen that were restricted with GameStop, they haven't resolved that. I would not touch that deal at all. 205 looks like GameStop is starting to touch here. We might be reaching the 205 level, down $9.15. We need to break through. There it is, 205.31. We just broke through the 205 resistance level for GameStop. The stock now is down $8.93, and it might have a little bit of a run here if this keeps coming on. Yeah, the Robinhood deal, man, oh man, I really wonder. I really do. Yikes! Oh boy! Oh boy! Let's see. Morningstar has a fair value of $20.50 on SoFi. Very interesting. Does Fidelity give you 3.5% interest? Does Fidelity give you access to 25,000 of deposits instantly if needed? It all depends, Dave, on what you're prepared to sign over. Again, it doesn't justify the stock price. It doesn't justify the deal. 3 sideways days, patience, apes. We hold until and we be strong. Let's see. A short little boy from Bulgaria. Oh no. I don't know. Dylan Vaughn, how you doing, Dylan? I became a member just to ask this question. I just want to ask one question. You didn't have to become a member to ask a question, but whatever. When I look at the 23andMe 1-year chart, I noticed the price movements over the last month are almost identical to the price action from January and February. What do you think? I don't know. I can't answer that question. NSH is over 10, and my July 16 NSH 10 call is still in the red. What's up with that? Well, it's a July contract, and the stock has to perform. We are in July. Hello, your contract has 15 days left to live. You're losing time premium, and that's why nothing's happening yet. Now, if the stock could do you a favor and start trading at the 1050 to 1075 range, your option will move a bit. But I can tell you right now that the more you get in the money, the more premium will disappear, and it'll be replaced with an in the money contract. So the stock goes to 11, it might trade at 110. It might only have a 10-cent premium on it because your time is running out July 16th on NSH. You're into a contract for too short a time frame, and that's why you were paying this price. Oh, I thought it was from the GameStop stuff. Wow, they are horrible, says GlitchFizz. Let's see. I wouldn't touch Robinhood, but I could see easily a line of shade characters being welcomed by CNBC with open arms to pump the IPO up like Bumble and Coin. I'm quite curious to see how that's going to play out because the numbers are looking pretty awful. Kind of curious to see what David Faber has to say tomorrow morning if he's on. He might even be off, though, for the long weekend. I don't know, man. I just don't know. GameStop, 205.26 down 888. Will it have any kind of momentum on the way back? We're 34 minutes to go until the end of the day. If Robinhood flops, all they will do is close it down and reopen under a new name, same masters pulling the strings behind the curtain. Well, we'll see what's going on with that. Let's see. I think they would just be bought for the accounts. Just an opinion. Imagine if SoFi bought their accounts and didn't get the liability. Well, yeah, there's that. Let's see. It's time to go back into hibernation. This market sucks, says Dan Hammer. Hang in there, Dan. It'll be all right. Dylan, they have only been trading as such for a month. Previously, it was a SPAC. That's true. 23andMe is just brand spanking new. Random Retro. Uncle Bruce, what do you think on buying December puts on Robinhood when it launches? I don't know if they'll be available right away, the contracts. You're going to have to wait and see how long it takes for contracts to come out on Robinhood. It might take a month or so, but I have no idea. I really don't know. Why the angry face? From Kraft Foods, brand manager to an associate at Lehman Brothers, managing director at Goldman Sachs, CFO for the NFL, to the CFO and CEO of Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, SoFi CEO Anthony Noto. Okay. This guy is money. Isaac, you're getting it. You're figuring out where he went from. From Anthony Noto, from Kraft Foods to Lehman to Goldman Sachs to the NFL to Twitter. Yeah, that's the guy running SoFi. Exactly. Quality management there. I would put him up against our two friends at Robinhood anytime. They can't hold a candle to this guy. 1833, 1834. SoFi is an absolute giveaway steal bargain. You're just being handed an opportunity here. I hope some of you are taking advantage of these 1750 contracts. I hope you can get them at a good price. Some of you might be able to buy 15s. Maybe some of the 20s are on a good deal. This stock at 1836 is an absolute bargain. Anyway, there you have it. Wall Street Journal, Robinhood plans to list on NASDAQ under the ticker HOOD. Generated 522 of revenue first quarter from trading activity, quadrupled its level from the first quarter of 2020. Yes, Bill. And they lost $1.4 billion doing it. Beautiful business plan. When I was a young boy in Bulgaria, Vlad the Liar, Robinhood sucks, run for the hills, a blatant Citadel shell, run themselves worse than MySpace ever did. Watch they'll IPO at 200 like coin. GlitchFizz, Robinhood opens the IPO at the price they stopped GameStop from being traded in, just to rub it in. For Gary Siegel, stop it now. Bad lip reading. Damn it, Jim. Bruce, you need to put some music on for the next half hour to move the market. I'm about to fall asleep. You need some music, Bruce. Wonder what could Bruce play to kind of put on some soothing music to get people dancing, maybe. I don't know. We're up 200 thumbs right now. 800 thumbs away from you know what. Thank you all for helping out, bringing in 200 thumbs to this show already. I do appreciate it. We sure need your help to get more. Hi, Uncle Bruce. You need to put some music on for the next half hour. Hi, Uncle Bruce. When do you see SoFi turning around? It's a large part of my portfolio at 2047, waiting to see that green again. This can happen at any moment, at any time. I can see the shares running up $2 a day for 10 days in a row. I can just see that happening when it happens. It's becoming a meme stock. The memes will be talking about it all long weekend. And look out for next week. Just watch out. These guys will be coming out with all kinds of news, and do not be surprised when they get their bank charter approved through the Fed. Watch this thing go. Just watch out. Just do not despair. I cannot handle the truth, Bruce. I can't handle it. Dave, on an IPO now, On an IPO now, a day is typically 7-10 days before options are available for SPACs, sometimes 30 days, but on a traditional IPO. All right. Dan, 193 thumbs up sucks too. Come on, people, give this guy some thumbs up. Michael, didn't Lehman Brothers cause the financial crisis? They were part of it. And go defunct, they did. But they didn't cause it. Let's see. Look on Robinhood chart form. They show the price data from when 23andMe was a SPAC on their chart data. AB, have to keep in mind when it comes to stuff like Robinhood and who buys the stock, people are just going to see top 3 finance app in the App Store and ignore other stuff. Wouldn't gamble on it either way. There you go. Nicholas is saying, maybe we should play Disney music. Dylan, okay, I don't have Robinhood as broker, so I cannot see it. Mr. E, can't wait to use my old Robinhood account to short Robinhood. John Van, play stripper music. Oh, there you go. Insider, man. Uncle Bruce, what is a good strike price for a covered call? July 9, GameStop. July 9 covered call. That's next week, Friday. I'd be looking at 250, maybe 260, 245. I'd keep an eye on it. I'm not sure. SoFi, you so fine. You blow my mind. Go SoFi. I just signed up for SoFi app, says John Van. Dave, as a Robinhood user, I want to reiterate, I like Robinhood benefits as a user. I will not be buying the stock. I'll be buying puts right away, right up $1 to $5 out of the money each tier. I will be buying them up. Bill Coyne, a Wall Street Journal, despite the increase in users and trading-based revenue, Robinhood reported a first quarter loss of $1.4 billion. Can't fit all the story in at one time. It's ugly. It's ugly. Brent, IPOs are a retail investor trap. I agree with that. Without music, I'm giving you the finger. It will take a melody to get the thumb. Dan Hammer, Bruce is doing a perfect impression of me when I say things suck. Okay, BW. Bruce, don't you dare spin that wax today. Please, no, don't spin that wax today. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Bill Coyne, you really need a UB, Uncle Bruce mug cup in your profile picture. There you go. Always Gaming, just love John Van. Go to 260. Fadigan, the same people now refuse to value GameStop above $16 will fall in love with Robinhood stock. I'll bet real fake money on that. We'll see what happens. Spin it, says Eric Batts. Spin it. We shall see. Yeah, unbelievable time coming up. The Robinhood deal, I don't know. 204.80 on GameStop. We've come back under the 205. We couldn't do anything with GameStop on the last run. Maybe we'll see another one. We have 28 minutes to go. Don't know. 1838 on SoFi, down 78 cents. ATIP down 14. AMC down 269. Gore's down only 19 cents now, 1603. Coming back on. Gore's coming back on a little bit. ME 1101 down 68 cents. Fifth Wall down 32 cents. Vector is up a nickel to 10.94. Navsite is up a nickel to 10.03. Starboard is up a nickel to 10.05. The Dow up 118 points near the high of the day. We've got the S&P up 21. We have NASDAQ up 18. So I believe NASDAQ and S&P are in record territory if they close at these levels again. The Dow is 117, closer to its record high, but not quite there yet. Excuse me. Jen, I have one thought about it. Was going to use Adobe to paste bagel on the blue mug. Do you have an estimate on the SoFi bottom before it turns around green again? Can you tell me exactly how low it's going to go, Bruce? And then can you tell me exactly how high it'll go right from that moment? Can you help me out? Can't, but it's 1838, and I think it's way too low. So do something. Dan, many of you deserve Yoko for not giving a thumbs up today. A free thinker, Fadigan, laughing out, that's how it goes. Nicholas, SoFi is just consolidating. Perry, Michael Burry spoke on Wall Street Bets meme stocks today, saying that once the new money dries up, they'll crash. Would that suck SoFi up in the vortex, or would it just be fine with the solid fundamentals? There you have it. Michael Burry might be right on his thinking, but the timing is what the question is now for Michael Burry. Just hang on one moment, everybody. What is the timing here? Are we talking about maybe 6 months from now? Are we talking a year from now? Are we talking 2 years from now? Are we talking? I mean, how many years is it going to take for the so-called money to dry up? If Barry is right, And what money do you refer to? Are you talking about the stimulus money? You're talking about infrastructure money? You're talking about the recovering U.S. economy as it grows out of its doldrums and becomes a huge money generator? I mean, what is it you're saying? Once we know, give me a sense of timing, and then we'll know when to run for the hills, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's next week. I'll tell you that. I of course still think 23andMe will do okay, but how badly does it hurt them that as a private company they lost money? I think Branson and Co. will negotiate, turn all that around. Keep in mind too that these startups are supposed to lose money in the first few years. Most do. You find your niche, you build your product, you build your inventory. This company here has spent hundreds of millions of dollars to build up their human genome library that is now becoming a very, very valuable resource. And I really believe that these guys, kind of like Universal Music, they've got this library of genetic knowledge that they're going to be able to get royalties on forever. A lot of you folks do not understand, and I certainly don't know the logistics on this either, but I have a kind of an idea on it. The amount of money that this company, 23andMe, will generate forever on this recurring research data that's going to come out every time they do more of these ancestral tests and these different tests for different conditions. This is additional data that they're sitting on that they're going to be able to utilize for future cash flow. It's an investment. You get the DNA profile of millions and millions and millions of people, and now you get to resell it again and again and again and again for perpetuity. That's what's going to make this thing a cash cow. It's like a telephone company. It just keeps making money and money and money, along with new products that they will come up with. I really believe in this. I like it. Team Yoko, how about that? Got 25 more SoFi. 1844, a little better. Coyote, going to go back into my old Robinhood account and just fill that portfolio 100% with puts on Robinhood, laughing out loud. Let's see what happens. What if they don't let you trade it? How about that? They might not let you trade it. If the market is approaching highs, why is my portfolio so sad? Just one of those days, I guess. There you are. My Credit Savage, 5 more SoFi shares and 5 more VACQ $10 October contracts for 210. Bargoon. Sale. Bobby O, it was lonely on the thumb lobby today. Oscar, Uncle Bruce, thanks for wearing the green shirt. We will end green for the week. Yes, sir, we will. How about that? DM, when the new money dries up, laugh out loud. GameStop is 2 million volume, completely discounting the story. There you go. BW, I guess everyone here is starting to see how Wall Street really works. They all rub each other's shoulders saying, don't worry, we'll make money on dumb money. Robinhood IPO talk. Yep, that is so to screw retail. I agree. I think retail investors should avoid that deal. Brant Assay, thank you for this $19.99 donation. Bruce, man, do you think real estate will hold value, or will all this liquidity cause prices to soar even higher? I don't think real estate is in any trouble with regards to being, teetering or anything like that. The kind of real estate that is appreciated in value are the homes where you can work from home. You could build a studio at home. People who built a studio on top of their garage, for example, or an office setting there. It's the new way. It's the new forward. I think the homes that have appreciated the most are the homes that over the next decade will be the ones in the most demand. Start watching for new build-outs when developers start announcing new subdivisions in the next few years. Start to notice one thing: every new house coming onto the market with 3 bedrooms or whatever will also include a fully built out office with full wiring, full charging capability. You will begin to notice more and more homes where the developer will show you floor plans and say, well, here's a couple of show homes, but we can also alter all of these to have them look like this. And then you'll notice, oh, wow, here's a Matterport image of what my house can look like. And this is where my office will be, or this is where my husband will work here. I will work here, or we will have, we'll do a yoga studio, virtual reality place. And here's my dance studio on top of the garage. All insulated, all built out. It's just one part of the building. Look for this as the new normal in real estate, and homes that have surged so far have that home office situation going right now. I bet you a lot of them do. 205.74 on GameStop. We just popped here. We're now down 834 as we are going taking a run at maybe 206. We have 20 minutes to go in the day. My money never drives up. Dat boy Louis says, Brant, a good question. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate your question as well. 46 more in Gores, close to 300 shares. The credit savage, my money will never dry up. I'm going to stay on unemployment forever. Then I'm going to retire. Farragon Berry sold off GameStop between 9 and 22. He may be still a little upset about all this. Great job, Scott. Burry is wrong. I think the government zeitgeist is going to encourage retail investment. Permanent employment is dead. Social Security retirement isn't enough to retire on. Gen XYZ got the message. John Van is laughing out loud. John Van, GameStop, let's go, baby. DM, look at that money making GameStop jump $3 on no volume. Look at how the money moves the GameStop shares. 18.49 to 50 now on SoFi. A touch better, just a little. It was 18.16 for the low. It's now 32 cents higher. Best level in over an hour and a half, 2 hours for SoFi, but still down 69 cents on the day at 18.48. GameStop 205.66. We have to have a run here. I don't know if we'll get one. 9.41 on ATIP, down 13 cents. AMC at down 236 to 54.32. Gores 16.08, down 13 cents. Coming on again. This is the best level for Gores since about the first half hour of the day. So we have come back from all the hours of lower trades as low as 15.41. It's now 16.08 and coming back on. 23andMe, $11, 11.02 now. Still only 6 cents better than the low of the day on 1.9 million shares. Not a lot going on. Fifth Wall still down 32 cents. Vector up 6 cents. Nav site up 3. Starboard up 6. That's where we are right now. We got the Dow up 112. We've got S&P up 20. We've got NASDAQ up 12.7. That is the market. If I ask a dumb question, please forgive me. I am a dumb person, so to me, it's just a normal question. It's all good. No worries. Free thinker. We don't need new money. They do. We just need to hold. Michael Burry believes FINRA reports he sold in December. What strike price would you consider for SoFi at the moment? If you're going to buy a contract on SoFi, if you can scoop a 15 or a 17.50, good move. Getting 20s cheap would be a good idea, but I'm not sure if they're available cheap. Bill, matter of fact, looking at new homes online, North Carolina, they had large office spaces in these homes. Bought more on SoFly and now have 630 shares, and they're going to give it to you. You got to take it, man. Liz, just read Matterport and Facebook are collaborating on realistic virtual training environments for AI. This came out yesterday, and it didn't hurt Gores one bit. Andrew, Bruce, GameStop just started selling Halloween costumes on their website. Never too early to start selling Halloween costumes on the website. Wow. They are going full bore into the e-commerce world. Obscure reference. Hey, Uncle Bruce, looking at SoFi calls in January, do you think it's more valuable for me to purchase a few 1750 strikes or a few at 20? If you can get a little of each, not a bad idea. These shares are going to go so much higher. Joel, thank you, Joel, for this donation. EEENF 88 Energy just bought their partner. Owns 100% oil rights, massive insider buying, just cleared debt, buyout, incoming, love you, Bruce, deep value. There you go, Joel. Good luck with that deal. AB, if you look at GameStop's official YouTube channel, you'll notice they're trying to cater to the gaming lifestyle, hired gaming personalities to present and preview new products. Yes, it's the new GameStop, the strategy using the best of the best in the gaming game to promote the company's products and be allies of the company. Absolutely. You want the top guys to say, when you say the word GameStop, they go, good company. That's what you want them to say. Anyone mentions GameStop, they go, good guys, good company. Gamers. They're the gamer's best friend. That's what you want to hear. Halloween costumes or cosplay costumes. I don't know what that means. Cosplay. Andrew Reeswitz. Oh, Comic-Con costumes. How about that? Would be awesome if they sold Ken Griffin masks. Laughing out loud. I can imagine that the kind of costumes they could flog for the Comic-Con type outfits would be very expensive and highly marginable. Smart move on GameStop's part. Kev Lane, Uncle Bruce, next to your easy button, maybe you need a magic 8-ball, or you can do palm readings, or have people send pictures of their hand. You can tell them to buy SoFi and you're welcome. Boy, what a great idea that is. Kev?
That was easy.
That was easy. Easy money for me. I mean, I could charge $1,000 a reading. This would be great. I could get rich doing this. Julia, do you think it's a good idea to buy long puts on AMC? Long puts on AMC. I think it's a really good idea to write call contracts on AMC. That's what I've been talking about. I'm not sure about buying long puts, but buying call contracts, writing call contracts, writing them, I think is a great move. A number of my viewers over the last month now have made a lot of money on AMC by just writing call contracts and allowing the stock to just sit around here, hanging around, and these premiums just shrink, and it's just you're just cashing in money, and more money. GameStop, same thing. You're writing call contracts on GameStop. It's a 205.73. It's not taking off. It's not going down. It's kind of hanging around in a range. Make some premiums on your GameStop. Get paid to hold this stuff. It's time to be paid. Credit Savage. I just got one more SoFi $30 contract expiring January 22 for $300. Now I have 10, all premium, but I think once it flies, these will be money. Thank you, Uncle B. Well, let's hope this works out for you, because if the shares reach the $30 level, those will trade at probably double what they're trading at now. And if the shares go to 40, well, you're going to make some nice coin. AB, wouldn't surprise me if GameStop takes their billions to make a Twitch competitor, which of course Twitch is owned by Amazon. GameStop trying to gobble up Amazon's turf where possible. Well, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I love this idea of if you can buy really high-end type costumes for Halloween that are based on gaming characters that are not, these are not 1995 little El Trinket type costumes. We're talking, I'm thinking we're talking about higher end expensive stuff. There could be some serious margins here for these guys. I like the idea there. Rich, Uncle Bruce, how do you see the employment numbers tomorrow having a position negative on the market overall? Nope, I don't see any. I see any difference at all tomorrow, no matter what it is. I really don't. I don't expect a lot to be coming out of this. Jake, Julia, D. Martini, in my opinion, buying puts on AMC is as unpredictable as buying long calls on GameStop, and the premiums are ridiculous. Brad, this isn't baseball. You don't strike out. You don't strike out on 3 strikes. Stocks are a patient man's game. You can sit and watch tons of pitches go by at no loss. Do your research and take a great shot at it. Yes, swing at the pitch that you know you can hit. Wait, and wait. Like I say, if you're going to do anything with options on AMC or GameStop, write call options. If you're going to do anything on options on SoFi, ATIP, Agors, 23andMe, all the other specs, go long, buy calls, go real long, and get leveraged up and enjoy the ride. ME under 11, what a buy, 10.98, down 71 cents on 23andMe. The low of the day, 10.96. This is a steal. What can I say? Bruce, they have a Batman costume for $2,000. I love this. I want to hear costumes between $200 and $2,000 a piece. That's what I want to hear. And I want to know that GameStop is offering these on a consignment arrangement. In other words, they own none of this as inventory. They're only showing off photos on their website, and that they're having them either drop shipped or arranged through their warehouse upon sale. That's what I want to see these guys do. High margin product like this, of a good caliber, a good quality caliber, high margin, making some real coin. That's what I want to see GameStop doing. That would be beautiful. Damn it, Jim, suppose we build a large wooden badger. Eddie, thumbs for Bruce. Thank you. I would like to see that be the deal. We have right now 336 thumbs ups, everybody. We're 11 minutes away from the close of the day. And I really appreciate this. I suspect that we might have a bit of a problem reaching 1,000 thumbs ups with only 800 of you here. But if those of you here can throw a thumbs up our way, maybe we can get to this 500, 600, 700 range. And that would be a pretty good number for thumbs ups for a guy with only 800 hangers on or hanging around on these hot summer days. I so appreciate you being with me today. I really am glad you're here. And I appreciate your comments, your questions, and everything else. Thank you all for being here with me today. Jen and I appreciate you. Yes, well, let's see. If I had 100 ME, would I want to write options on it? No, you would not. You would be buying call options on ME. Might be able to get your hands on some $10 call options, 12.50s, out for January next year at a cheap price. GameStop setting up an esports gaming, streaming, playing service like a gamer's Netflix would be nice. Wouldn't be surprised if that's being done. I would not be surprised. But I buy a BW. It sounds like the GameStop costume sales are not going to be like Bruce said, the cheapo Walmart, the Target stuff in a bag. This is going to be authentic movie, TV quality stuff for big money. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see being done here. That is where the bucks are. Margins, yes. I saw a tweet about that earlier. Thought it was a good thought. The slides in somewhat late evening. Oh, British Shelley, how do you doing, British Shelley? You are never late, my friend. A little Yoko couldn't hurt. So glad I found you, Uncle Bruce. I really started to get what it means getting into the ground floor. It truly means we are here far before everyone else. And this is the thing you've got to remember. You cannot forget this. And you've got to remember this is your ace in the hole. You guys know stuff about these SPAC stocks that 99% of the market hasn't got a clue about. They don't know any of the details you have. You have forgotten more about some of these SPAC companies than the market even knows at this point. All of these SPAC companies could well become meme stocks. They could all become favorites of the online crowd. But when they are favorites of the online crowd, we're talking 30s and 40s and 50s a share, not 10, 12, 11. And you guys are in now. You are pre-IPO pricing on these deals. All of these SPACs, I think, are going to be making dramatic acquisitions, merger announcements, and other partnership deals going forward. You have seen nothing on any of them yet. Absolutely nothing. And you're hanging around a bunch of SPACs that I've mentioned to you that are well-funded. They used to be SPACs. Now they're companies that are well-funded. And they're on the precipice of making significant maneuvers on the markets. And it's going to transform these companies dramatically. And you're on the ground floor. You really are. So hang around, kids. Don't be going nowhere. I'm British. Oh, but I am a British Shilling. Signed in to give thumbs ups and then ate dinner. Eddie R. And good evening. Thank you, British Shilling. Lando Butter. ME January 22, 1750 calls too aggressive of a strike. Well, you shouldn't have to. You don't have to pay 1750. Don't go after 1750s. Go after 15s, 1250s. Come on in. Come on in. Pay a little more and come on in. Please play some Yoko to bring our stocks back up, Bruce. I want to see GameStop involved with a competitive video game and esports scene. Imagine if they ran weekly online cash tournaments and then they streamed them. Do not be surprised if this is coming. Do not be surprised. ME calls. We're bleeding right now. No, Yoko, you can't play. Buy me love. Tangstra. Thank you, Tangstra, for becoming a new member of this channel today. Appreciate you so much to be here and joining our gang. Glad you're here. Kayla, good afternoon, everybody. British Shilling, we want Bruce. What we want, Bruce, is tomorrow's hot stocks at yesterday's prices today. That's what we want. Welcome, Tangstra. AB, VACQ, hanging in there, 1095 to 11ish. On not bad volume, considering nobody really knows about it. Hope we hear about it proxy soon. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm saying. Nobody knows. Nobody knows about these yet. I mean, even ATIP, ATI Physical Therapy, they haven't done anything public yet. They're very quiet at this point. I think they're setting up their investor relations department at this point. There's a lot of news to come out on these guys, a lot of plans, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. But, you just got to stick around. Just got to hang around with me. Gore 1604 down 17 cents. 23andMe back to $11. That's where we're at right now. Afternoon, Kayla from Drew. Tangstra, thank you, everybody. British Shilling, good afternoon, Kayla. British Shilling, hey, Drew. Kayla, hi, Drew and Alex. Everyone's saying hi to everybody. Perry Page, that's why we grab the calls far out when the prices dip. We just chill, man. We just chill. We got these contracts way out here. We're chilling. Good afternoon, Kayla. Kayla. Evening, British Shilling from Drew. Nick, he's fighting stock manipulation with patience. That's what he's doing. Thanks, your Uncle Bruce. Thank you. I've been watching on and off for a little while. Jumped at 100 SoFi today, ready to learn more. Yes, way to go. Tankster, I'm glad you're here. This Credit Savage. Uncle Bruce, please play some Yoko. It's always green the day after you play magical Yoko. It's true, Bruce. It's true. Dave, when was the last time you did own stocks, Bruce? When was the last time? Oh, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time. too long to talk about. I love how Bruce read out our salutations for us. I love that. Ilian, rock on. Where I am, December 17th calls, but still he does the voices and everything. John Van, Jan 21, 2022, ME $10 call, 288. Yeah, you can buy those. Pick those off. Yeah, get them. Go get them. Yep, go get them. Where are we at now? We've got 5 minutes to go. We're into the last 5 minutes. Excuse me. We've got the boys on CNBC talking about how great Robinhood is. Boy, I'd avoid that stock. Good gosh almighty, I would avoid the Robinhood IPO at all costs. There could be a real promo job being started here for 3 weeks now. 3 solid weeks of promotion on Robinhood. Avoid this thing. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I rock and roll, says Anti-PC. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Uncle Bruce, SoFi, 1750 calls, January for 540. Is that still an okay price to get in, or should I look at your other SPAC recommendations from the Frumbler? Okay, the 1750 calls, they're only 85 cents in the money right now, and so that's an incredibly expensive premium to be paying. You don't want to be doing that. You might be better off buying 15s for a little bit more. If you can get 15s for under 6, I'd buy those, because then at least you have a 336 book value right at this point in time, and maybe only a 250 premium on the deal. That would be okay. 1750 for 540. That's pretty rich. Other than that, take a look at call options on Gores, because on July 20th they have their meeting, and it's at $15.95. 23andMe, Opportunity Knox, ATIP. Fifth wall, you can't get options yet, unfortunately. VACQ at 1094. Look at 1250s or 10s. A NAV site holdings. Look at 10s. It stocks at 996. Starboard value. Look at 10s. Look at 750s, 1250s. Look at those. Take a peek and see what you can do. All right. Great deal, John Van. Good job, says Andy. Alien, 630 shares of SoFi. Now, shall I buy more? There you go. I freaking call it, Bruce. I'm freaking calling it like a plague. I don't know what's going on here. Were you working before there were terminals and desktop computers in the brokerage to trade stock? What was the first network desktop machine terminal you used at a brokerage? Oh my gosh, yeah. The first house I worked for, the first firm I worked for, they didn't have a quote machine. There were no quote machines anywhere, and that was a small firm that specialized in raising money for up and coming oil and gas companies. And we literally had a chalkboard. We had a chalkboard with stock quotes, and one of the employees, one of the guys from the back would yell at one of the guys, Jerry, A44 or what, A2, 60 to 80, and he rubbed the how it goes 60, 80. But the second firm I worked for, when I became a partner in a brokerage house, I was an investor, and I was the desk trader, I was the broker, I was kind of the receptionist, I was running back office functions, running to the bank every day with deposits of stock certificates and everything else. We had a quote machine, but it was a 2-man office. So there were 2 of us working on this big, kind of like a big kitchen table, big solid like a boardroom table, and we had this quote machine in the middle of the table on a swivel, and we could move it 180 degrees like this, and I was handling orders for our firm, and I was handling orders for other firms that wanted to trade stock. So we were doing what was known as jitney trading. We were doing jitney work. So we had a floor trader on the Alberta floor, and I had a direct line to the floor. I just pick up the phone, and he'd pick up the phone on the other end. And I could place orders with our guy. And so I would get orders in, usually off the telex machine, or I'd get a phone call. And I'd get if I saw line 1, that would be a hotline from a brokerage house that wasn't a member of the Alberta Stock Exchange, and they'd be giving us a buy or a sell order. And I'd have buy and sell pads, buy order pads and sell order pads in my hand, and these would be 2-parters. So there would be a piece of carbon paper in the middle, and the phone would ring. I'd pick up the phone, and the guy would go, "Hey Bruce, I want to buy 5,000 shares of so and so mining at the market." So I'd write this ticket down, and write down the firm name with initials and the stock and how much. I go, okay, call you back. I hang up the phone, hit the button, boom, talk to Alberta Floor, got my guy buy 5,000 XYZ mining at market. He'd go, hang on a second. About 5,000. Yeah, okay, you got 5,000 at 244. You're filled. Thanks, buddy. Bye. Click, hang up, pick up the phone. I'd be writing down, bought 5,244. I'd have a ledger, bought 5,244. Call, the phone ring, he'd answer, yeah, Bruce, you got 5,000 XYZ mining at 244. You're filled. Okay, buddy, thanks a lot. Goodbye. Click, boom, done. That's a contract. That's a done deal. That's a $12,200 contract, all verbatim, finished. It's all done. The floor trader has a record of the trade. I have a record of the trade. The guy calling in the order has a record of the trade. That's a contract. And that's how we did business back then. And I had a quote machine where I could see what the markets were doing. The third firm I worked at, I was a desk trader and a stockbroker, had my own quote machine there. And then as each year went by, the machines got more sophisticated. I then went to another firm and I joined as a broker there, and I shared a machine with another broker, and this was much more complicated. We could watch 25 quotes at the same time. And then when I went back to my old firm as now branch manager, I had a very sophisticated, at that time, computer system all wired into the mainframe at head office and stuff, and I could see all kinds of info there. And the last firm I worked at in the Cayman Islands, we had a Bloomberg terminal, and I had restricted access to a whole bunch of quotes on the Bloomberg terminal, and then I had a second computer on the desk for in-house stuff, all kinds of emails and directives and stuff like that. So it evolved. But it's still just as simple: buy and sell, buy low, sell high. We're closed on the markets. Let's take a look at the finals here and go from there. Let's see what we got. 18.25 last trade on SoFi, down 92 cents. GameStop, 204.21 down 9.93. ATIP, 9.42 down 11. AMC, 54.22 down 2.46. Gores, 15.98 down 23 cents. 23andMe, $11 even, down 69 cents. Fifth Wall, 11.96 down 35 cents. Vector, up 7 to 10.96. NavSite, down 2 to 9.96. Starboard, up 8 to close at 10.08. Vanek Vectors down 387. Home Depot up 250. IBM down 4 cents. The Dow up 130. Microsoft up 70 cents. Apple up 31 cents. Tesla down $1.78. Bed Bath & Beyond down 65 cents. BlackBerry down 4. Cruise lines. Royal Caribbean up 43 cents. Norwegian unchanged. Carnival down 6 cents. Amazon down 7.19. Facebook up 6.68 to 354. And it's now 354 in the aftermarket. It is $4 away from the all-time high on Facebook. Google up $21 to $2,500 a share. And there's a brief recap of where we closed at today. Ugly close for us, and not a lot of volume all over the place. Really quiet. Yes, if they say Robinhood is good, that's our proof to run away from this dog. I agree. I would avoid this thing. Weird question, Uncle Bruce. In your time as a broker, have you ever had a client that implored you to do a ridiculous trade that you had to succumb to making? Which was the worst? Well, as a desk trader, I saw all kinds of goofy trades as a desk trader. Because I'm handling 12 brokers' trades. These guys are bringing me tickets, and so there would be times where I'd have 5 orders come in, and then 2 minutes later, and 2 more guys would show up with 2 or 3 orders each, and I'd be trading. I'd have 15 orders going at the same time, and I'd be phoning them in, getting fills, and going back and forth. But every once in a while, you get a goofy order, yeah. But back in the day, you couldn't trade like you can trade now. You didn't trade like you trade now also. It was so much different back then. BW, Uncle Bruce, you keep saying that these SPACs after merge are setting up their investor relations and other stuff. What the heck have they been doing during all the silence? Shouldn't have already been in place? Looks real bad. Yeah, I guess. Again, though, each company has its own style and management. It could well be that some of these companies are still hiring senior people, and they're negotiating perhaps PR firms to join, or hire them as PR entities for their entities. just a lot going on. I mean, you remember these private companies are busy people running existing busy companies, and now they're converting into public companies. And some of them are just not ready. They're just not aware of the complexities of it, and they have to figure it out. Others are incredibly aware. It's it's different. Some are doing some stuff. Some are others. Got to cut them some slack. The first month, you got to cut them slack. British Shilling, hey, Uncle, hey, anti-PC, and I have 3,000 hanging around. Maybe buy now before the close. We're already past the close here. Let's see. Is it story time? If you looked at the options expiring this week, they were super cheap. That was a clue. SoFi was going to stay low this week. Matt always saying quote machine. I keep hearing Coke machine. Yeah, quote machine. Story time with Uncle B. Gather around, kids. The credit savage. NSH $10 calls for November are $1.50. Looks good if you don't have enough for the 122 call. There you go. Jitney reminds me of Atlantic City. Yeah, the firm I joined, the two-man firm, what we had done is we had made arrangements with Toronto-based firms that didn't have access to the Alberta Exchange because they didn't own a seat on the Alberta Stock Exchange. So they could not place orders on the Alberta Exchange directly. They had to go through a Jitney firm, another firm that was a member. And that's my little two-man operation. We were members of the Alberta Stock Exchange. And we did have arrangements with other brokerage firms to trade on Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, and New York. On New York, if I wanted to buy or sell stock on New York, I could enter orders through a telex machine. We didn't even have a direct line to New York. It was too expensive back in the day. This is 1981, 82. Way too expensive to have a dedicated fast line to unless you were doing a lot of trading, and we did occasional trading. So we were using a telex machine, and the telex machine had buttons like a typewriter, and each button was a round knob, and they were about the diameter of my finger, and they were about this high. They were about an inch high. And you had to press the button down an inch to get the button to pop up the letter on a piece of paper that you were writing. So to write a message, you would go, buy BUY space 100 space GM space 54.58. And that would be the order, and then you would hit send, and it would be a telephone call. It would go, it would telephone the order, the message to a telex machine at a trading desk in New York. They'd rip that off and go, buy 100 GM at 54.58, and they'd phone it in, they'd get it back, and then the guy would clunk back, bought, B-O-T, 100 GM at whatever the price was, and it would then say filled, F-I-L-L-E-D. That is a contract between our firm and that firm. We now have to come up with the money to buy those shares from that brokerage house within the week, because they were on the hook for the buy order of that stock from whoever they bought it from in New York. And so serious stuff. When a brand new car was 10 grand and you're doing $5,000 orders, yeah, it was serious stuff. But we survived. We helped pay our rent and our overheads by being a clearinghouse for other brokerage firms that were not on the Alberta Stock Exchange. So from time to time, we'd get an order on our telex machine from New York telling us to buy or sell stock on the Alberta Stock Exchange. They'd have these one-off orders, and sometimes we had a hot oil stock doing a run on the Alberta Exchange because they were involved in a hot oil play somewhere in Western Canada. And there are guys in the States that were aware of it, oil and gas boys from Texas and Louisiana, Oakland, the Denver, the Houston area. They all heard about this. One company has a 20% stake in an oil well that's a deep one, and if it comes out, if it hits, that stock will go from 60 cents to $6. And there were gamblers, and so they were calling their brokers in the U.S. to buy Alberta traded stock, and these guys needed to find an Alberta broker. And so some of these houses in the U.S., they'd get on the phone and trying to figure out, how can we buy stock on the Alberta Stock Exchange? And they would find that that we had put out feelers to all these brokerage houses across North America saying, if you ever want to do trading on Alberta, you can use our firm as a jitney arrangement. And we would get a piece of the commission, as that's how we would settle this deal. So if the commission was $50, we get $12.50 a trade, 25% of the action. And these firms would use us because otherwise they'd have to buy a seat on the Alberta Exchange, which would run them 10 or 20 or 30,000 bucks, and they didn't want to do that for the odd occasional trade. So they used us to do it. And then they would give us reciprocal trading access to exchanges that they had access to. Those are the old days. That's how we used to do it. And then, of course, the paper would come. We would get the stock that these guys would buy. And now we would have to make arrangements to get the shares that they bought down to them for settlement. And we would arrange that, the behind-the-scenes stuff there. Oh, my gosh, the clearing and everything. Paper, actual paper. I bought 2,000 GameStop and 1,000 more SoFi. Did someone say Coke? If you looked at options expiring for SoFi this week, they were like $1. That was a clue SoFi wasn't going to move that very much. Bruce, wouldn't be funny if people naked shorted Robinhood, wondering how quickly I would crack down on that. Yeah. Bloomberg terminal, the Bloomberg terminals, they were a fortune in the Cayman Islands. My manager was telling me that my machine, which was a machine that gave me only 10% of what the machine could give me, because I only needed certain functions, but my machine was $2,000 a month lease it with the line, $2,000 a month for me to provide quotes and to stay on top of markets. So I had to generate revenues to pay for my pod. All the guys had a machine on their desks. It was a fortune. It was just an out-and-out fortune to be doing this. It was unreal. And it's all over. Thank the Lord. Is there any reason besides tradition that a stock market isn't 24/7 since everything's so automated now? There are reasons it could never be that way. We are open 4 hours in the pre-market. We're open 4 hours in the aftermarket plus the market. So now we're open, 13, 14 hours a day. And then there are markets in Europe and in the UK, of course, Asia, and everywhere else. So there are markets everywhere. And so it is kind of a 24/7 world. But I don't know if it'll ever be automated to be 24/7 all the time. I really don't know how that's going to, 10 years from now, who knows? I don't know. How are you sending out the alerts? How are you sending out alerts? When I send out an alert, it'll be through YouTube, through the membership program. If you're a member of this channel, which you are obviously now, you will get an alert, a member alert for members only through this YouTube system from time to time, and that's how I do it. He just calls you on the phone, laughing out loud. No, I don't do that. AB, SoFi volume, nearly 20 million. That's like, several days in a row? Yeah, but we were 55 million a few days ago. Quiet day today. Brent, I still do not know how the stock market works, and at this point, I'm afraid to ask. Michael, AB, yeah, there's a battle going on. Mark, Bruce, where do you see ME in 3 months? Have you got a price target on this thing? I think it'll be higher, but I don't have a price target, but it'll be higher. And not a buck or two higher. It's better to take no moves than is to make a bad move. No news is good news. There you go. Hi there, British Chillin from Anti-PC. Fausto Nevis, thank you, Fausto, for becoming a member of this channel. I love having you, and I'm pleased to see you here. Damn it, Jim. Speaking of Coke machine, there was a kid on my track team in high school with that nickname, Fast and Lightning, tons of energy. Okay, well, thank you for that. Welcome, Fausto. Welcome. All our stocks are down today. GameStop, SoFi. Oh, what a day. BW, okay, that makes sense. Thanks. I'll give the SPACs some grace regarding IR, PR, learning the ropes. Heck, GameStop is an established co, and they don't have diddly either. So par for the course. I remember when my partner and I took a company public in 1990-91. At that time, we were a two-man operation. He was a lawyer, and I was the stockbroker. I was the market guy. So I handled all the investor relations stuff, and he and I did all our corporate work together. He did a lot of the filings. He did the legals, and together we'd get on the road together, and we would then hit the road to try to build our business. But what we found in the second year of our existence, like after a few months of being public, we needed PR. We needed help because we needed investor relations services where we could get our name out there. In effect, we needed promotion. We needed our stock to be promoted. And we were getting press. I was able to get newspapers to write about us, magazines to write about us. I would get us written up in Chamber of Commerce magazines. We had newspapers write about us because we were a unique little company in Alberta. Here we are in the middle of oil and gas country, and we're a little publishing company. We're producing yardage guides for golf courses. I mean, we were like out of left field in a town known for one thing, oil and gas. And here we are producing these resort booklets for some of the nicest golf resorts in California and Arizona. And we were looking to expand into Florida and Hawaii and Texas and the Carolinas. And we ended up making a deal with Time Warner, with Time Incorporated, which was not yet Time Warner. But we made a deal with Golf Magazine, and we were going to produce the Golf Magazine Yardage Guide under license. And they were going to sell the ads. We were going to produce the guides, the booklets, and we would share in the ad revenues. And we would go to the media and we would try to get promotion. But what we couldn't get is we couldn't get financial media. We couldn't get the financial media to pick us up. We needed to be picked up in the Wall Street Journal or any regional publications through Chicago, through LA, we needed American exposure for this company. We needed exposure for our company shares in Toronto and Montreal. And we were just having a tough time getting exposed to these guys because we were too tiny. We were such a small little company on the Alberta Stock Exchange. Although you're a publicly traded company, you're not on New York, buddy. You're not on the TSE, the Toronto Stock Exchange. So you're not going to get national coverage. And so that was our dilemma. And the solution to our problem could have been, theoretically, had we acquired our printer. We might have made it where we had acquired the printing company. And had we been able to raise capital, like a couple of $1 million, we could have made an offer to acquire the company we used to print our booklets. And then we would have transformed ourselves into a publishing company with our own printing presses and all the clients that company had and that they did business with. And we could have then, over time, acquired other printing companies in other cities across Canada, become a large conglomerate of printing outfits. But that wasn't my business. That wasn't my expertise. That wasn't what I was known for. And we felt that making a deal with Golf Magazine and producing the Golf Magazine Yardage Guides, having 100 of the best of the top golf resorts in North America and the world be our turf, we would do millions and millions in sales. And it was true. We were going to have millions in revenues from ad revenues, because we would have been producing 40,000 guides a year for 100 courses. So that's, 400,000, 4 million guides a year we would have been producing for these outfits, with some serious millions of dollars in revenues. We would then got into other areas of publishing as well. But it just wasn't to be, because by the time we launched our deal and we got it all ready to go, the Gulf War broke out in the Middle East. George Bush, the father, had to deal with Saddam Hussein and the invasion of Kuwait. And then he put the allies together, all these world countries, to get into the Mideast and drive Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait and resurrect that place. And that stopped business. That created a recession, a worldwide business recession. And the oil prices went ridiculous, which is great for Calgary, the oil town, but bad for holiday operators. And all of our resorts were suffering badly for a lack of business all of a sudden. And they were so leveraged up with savings and loans, they all collapsed. Most of them collapsed. I'd say 80 of the golf courses that we were going to do yardage guides for were out of business within 6 months. And they were in receivership and were being reorganized under receivership. And that killed our deal with Golf Magazine. It was just too bad. So, yeah, that's the way it goes. What can I say? You have to go with what you go with. You have to get your company exposed, and you have to diversify, and you have to be known. Liquidity. Bruce, will you teach us how to naked short Robinhood in the classes? I'll pay double. You bought 2,000 in GameStop. Let's see. I'm naked shorting RB right now. Gasp. ME can't go much lower. Can it? Can it go any lower? It can't do that. Really, can it? Imagine the shenanigans that could be pulled at 2 a.m. by short hedge fund. Oh, my goodness. No kidding. ME is making me sad. Well, that was a red day. Goodbye, all. Thumbs up. Love your show, Uncle Bruce. Maybe tomorrow. British shilling Spark, is that money for streamers? Oh, that's making Hedgie shorter, slightly different. Okay. Damn it, I love GameStop, been holding them a long time, but now they're trying to steal my customers with costly stuff. Let's see. A British shilling, Brucey explains it in pretty simple terms. Just pay attention, amigo. I wasn't being too serious, says a British. Let's see. What else is going on? 484 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. 484, 488. Thank you for 488 thumbs ups. Help me get to 600. Help me out. Bruce, is it true that Bernie Madoff set up our social security? Set up our social. Don't know what you mean. Spark, I work for Coke in the vending department. Heard a story about an irate steel mill worker that used a crane to drop the machine in the pot. Machine was gone and no one said a word about it. Oh no. Michael, I put things out there deliberately to make your question if I'm being serious or not. Works better with deadpan delivery, though. Let's see. Maybe some music is in order. I mean, if you're not going to get thumbs ups, maybe you should play some Yoko Ono. 502 thumbs ups. Thank you for getting me to 500 today. I do appreciate it. I know that there are very few of you here these days. It is hot out. It is summertime. We're traveling. We're getting away for the long weekend. Some of you've got an early start to the deal. I totally get it. With the stock not doubling every 2 days, it's not exciting. It's the hard work part of being an investor now. You've got to have some patience and stick around, and I thank you for visiting with me and hanging out. I do appreciate it. Whenever you guys type, damn it, in our comments, and Bruce reads them, I think he's talking to me. Davey, I mean, come on, Bruce, what are they going to do if we naked short Robinhood? Take our money? Andy, do I hear someone warming up in the back? I'm not sure what's going on there. What can you do? There you have it. It's our day of days today. 204.66 on GameStop. On the aftermarket, nothing going on. SoFi at 18.28, up 3 cents on the aftermarket. Nothing going on over there. Gore's 15.65 in the aftermarket. Nothing going on over there. ME 11.11 in the aftermarket, up 11 cents. Nothing going on there, really. I mean, it's a quiet aftermarket right now. Not much to get excited about. We have to just tough it out, people, and go from there. Stand by for classes as early as next weekend. Stand by. Announcements coming out real soon. Hold on. Cross your fingers. Hold your breath. Get ready. We're going to start them up real soon, and I'm looking forward to it. Summer school is coming with Uncle B. You have to be on your best behavior, and let's see what we can do. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for being here today. Have a nice day, everybody. And for Mirko, you got it, Mirko. Not bad. Thanks to the rockin' and green shirt, Uncle. I'm doing what I can. I'm changing clothes for you. I'm doing all I can. Heard lots about lots of folks with issues because of the heat there in BC. Keep up the air conditioning. Yeah, we had over 400 fatalities, I think, in 3 days. Yeah, a lot of homeless in Vancouver in trouble. Sunday's alert will be a video of fireworks. Happy the 4th. Dylan, thank you for this. Bruce, look at the line chart data. VGAC from January the 4th, February 24th. Compare that chart data to VGAC data from June, plus chart data from 23andMe. The price action looks identical. Very interesting, Dylan. That is most interesting research you're doing there. BW, hey, Bruce, since it's slow and nothing going on, why don't you take Jen out on a nice date to an ice cream shop? You can compete who can eat faster before it drips down your arm. Who can get a brain headache? Who can get a freeze brain faster than the other? What do you call that when you have a brain freeze? Who can get the brain freeze first? Dylan, original question explained. Look at the chart data. Use line style charts only and everything. Thank you for that. We'll keep an eye on things. Dylan, thank you. All of you, thank you so much for being with me today. I really do appreciate it. Shared, I made Kevin take time off from work to give you a thumbs up. Thank you so much from Kevin. And Sharon and everybody, 520 now is the count for the thumbs ups count. Only 18 on the downside. 26-1 ratio. You got to love that. Thank you guys so much for helping me out. That is terrific. We appreciate it a whole lot. And there you go. All right. I'm going to call it a day here. I'm going to say thank you for being with me today. I appreciate it. Stand by real soon for announcements coming out about classes. Can't wait to get these going. When they say S&P is closed to the all-time high, that means the index, the price that the index closed at, the level 4,319.94 is the highest level the S&P has ever closed at in its entire history. Fantastic. New records are being set. No more than 4 $9.99 donation. Thank you for a donation on a down day. They're very few and far between, and I do appreciate them very much. Dylan, I'm worried some kind of Wyckoff distribution is happening. Thoughts tomorrow? I have no idea. Enjoy your holiday, Bruce. Have a good one. I'll be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm here tomorrow, but I'm off on Monday. So we'll see you tomorrow, and then we'll see you on Tuesday. So tomorrow it is. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. You're the best. Thank you, Drew. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Love you so much, Canada. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. It is Canada Day here. Bye, everybody. Happy 4th and happy Canada Day to all of you, and 4th of July. But we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Uncle Bruce, are you going to put these classes up as a video or only for paying students? They're going to be up as a live class for live students, and then they'll be on the website as videos that you can then purchase and download to enjoy all you want. And I think you're going to make a lot of money watching those. Happy Canada Day, Bruce, Jen, and all you Canucks. See y'all tomorrow. Thanks. Are you having trivia tomorrow night? Yes, I am. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Trivia, you betcha. For members only on this channel and Traveling with Bruce, you bet. Until tomorrow, have a great night, everybody. Tomorrow morning, we'll see. I just joined for the thumbs up. Wish you all of you a good break and a happy Canada Day. Splar TV, thank you, buddy. Have a nice evening, everybody. Get a good rest. Stay cool out there. Stay healthy. Get your shots. Happy Canada Day. Tatch Harris and Brad, thank you. Awesome. Thanks, Uncle B. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Take care. Bye for now.